This video will be discussing the promised new era of Call of Duty and how they revived themselves and then they fell right back off again. Throughout the majority of the 2010s, Call of Duty threw away its grounded military identity and replaced it with a futuristic one so that it can compete with games such as Titanfall and Halo. However, with the lack of interest everyone had with futuristic CODs, Activision failed to exceed or even match sales with their competitors. The only thing that would revive their franchise is if they would go back. No exosuits, no loot boxes, just modern warfare.
Literally not a human being anymore. Now, I always got somebody that's like, oh dude, challenge accepted, play a game you actually enjoy. I don't enjoy anything!
When Modern Warfare 2019 came out, it significantly outperformed its previous predecessor, Black Ops 4, in terms of sales, generating over 41 million units, making it the best-selling Call of Duty at the time. The game introduced a brand new engine that set a new gold standard for the series. It finally brought an end to the sickening era of season passes, and unlike Black Ops 4, this game had an actual campaign, which just so happened to be as gritty and intense as much older ones. So far, this game put Call of Duty back on their feet, though this goes without saying that it had exceptions.
Not over yet.
A lot of unpopular changes most people didn't like were the TTK, the map design, the removal of red dots on the minimap. It wasn't perfect. Yet, all that really mattered was that Call of Duty was taking itself seriously again. I mean, their numbers are growing, and those numbers are going to keep on growing even more because a few months after Modern Warfare released, Warzone launched.
I don't want to play anymore.
When everyone was locked in their homes not knowing what to do, Warzone was the only thing that kept them occupied, distracted, and entertained. And honestly, the early days of Warzone hold more nostalgia for me than OG Fortnite. You have Verdansk, HDR, Bertha, Grau, M13, basically everything that made this new era feel like a complete, fresh, honest-to-God reset. And not even a month later after Warzone launch, the best Call of Duty campaign got remastered. COD is back. They are not messing around anymore, and there is no way that they can fumble their winning streak from here on out. Yeah, about that.
Done well in his way. Over here blaming me, telling me, oh, I never got to go out, never got to do this with him. I don't I have to watch the kid. Nigga, that's your job.
A couple months later came Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, and this kind of slowed down their winning streak a bit. It didn't necessarily ruin it, but it had issues that needed some discussion. The campaign was good, but it was very short. The zombies was good, but it was too easy. Now the multiplayer, on the other hand, introduced an issue that is going to haunt everybody forever. That being skill-based matchmaking. For those who don't know what skill-based matchmaking is, it is a system that tries to match players with others of similar skill level instead of just whoever is available. So instead of putting me in a lobby with random people, it is based on how I've been doing recently. It'll try to put me with other players around my skill level. Of course, skill-based matchmaking has been in the game for a long time. It's not just Cold War. It's been rolled out since the first Black Ops, the COD 4, basically the beginning. Yet as time went on, it has gotten way too intense, especially in Cold War. It was very strong, it was tied heavily to recent performance, it was present in every single playlist, and nobody liked it. They found it sweaty, no sense of progression, no Christmas noobs. This instantly shattered the community and everybody wanted nothing but change, but Call of Duty wouldn't do anything about it until a couple of years later. We'll get there soon, but for now, the issues don't end. The Cold War era of Warzone was supposed to be a nice new chapter for the game, introducing Rebirth Island, Verdansk 84, cross-progression weaponry. However, due to a lack of a proper functioning anti-cheat, a whole epidemic of cheaters broke out and started ruining the game from Modern Warfare, Warzone, and Cold War. And you could not avoid them. They were on PC, console, everywhere. So now we have two problems on the table. people are not only demanding to get rid of skill-based matchmaking, but also to get rid of all these cheaters that are ruining their experience. And Call of Duty just said, heh, Among Us. Of course, they didn't roll out their quote-unquote anti-cheat until Vanguard, which didn't appeal anybody. This was already a stressful spot for Call of Duty to be in because they had to go up against Battlefield 2042 and Halo Infinite. All three of these projects just so happen to release around the same time. And just to say, yeah, they're all dog shit. Like, how are you gonna have the worst Call of Duty, the worst Battlefield, and the worst Halo come out all at the same time? Like, that is so damn unlucky and sad. Anyways, the reason why many people like me think Vanguard is the worst one is because everybody was already sick of the World War II genre in the franchise. And Sledgehammer was trying so hard to maintain that grounded identity Vanguard tried to offer, and they just threw it out the window. Instead, we got Godzilla and Kong fighting on the island, and Raul Menendez shooting space lasers and all sorts of baloney. Like, what the fuck? I pretty much have nothing special to say about Vanguard other than it being a very bland World War II reskin of Modern Warfare that couldn't even maintain its true nature. Yeah, their winning streak has been long gone at this point. There's only one thing that could bring it back, though. And they better not screw it up.
GG's, everybody! Yo, you fucking suck, nigga. Shut up, bitch.
Modern Warfare 2 was an instant record-breaking commercial success for Activision, generating $800 million within 3 days, soon to be $1 billion in 10 days, becoming the fastest-selling entry in the franchise, including the best-selling game in the US for 2022. Everybody can agree that the campaign was much better than the Vanguard one. I consider it to be a very experimental campaign, such as the crafting feature, more stealth missions, vehicle chases, and the fact that it maintained its true identity. Though, understandably so, a lot of people found the plot to be kind of a mismanaged mess. I'd say the plot is unarguably weaker than the Modern Warfare 2019 plot. Though, in the end, we had a pretty solid campaign, that's for sure. Now, let's talk about the multiplayer. The multiplayer achieved over 250,000 concurrent players on Steam alone during its opening weekend. Following the release of Warzone 2.0 a month later, the player count surged, peaking at 450,000 players alone, making it the 5th most played game on Steam at launch. Now let's go ahead and play it. Okay, let's see. So it should be right. Wait, what the hell? What the... How do I navigate this? Oh, yeah, that's right. The UI frickin' sucks in this game. It's rumored that Call of Duty hired former employees at Hulu to design the UI of this game. And it's garbage. Take a look at this video right here. It says how to find the campaign in Modern Warfare 2. Look at that view count right there. 200,000 people had to look this up because they couldn't find the campaign because the UI is that bad. Okay, after all that mere frustration, I find the multiplayer. I queue up into a game. I hear somebody. I don't know where they are. Let me check the minimap. Oh, that's right. That one nut job at Infinity Ward thought it was a good idea to get rid of the red dots on the minimap so we couldn't find the enemy who was firing their gun. Oh, and would you look at that? I start kicking ass for one match and then I get my ass kicked for another 5 consecutive matches. Thank you very much, skill-based matchmaking. The feature that nobody has asked for, nobody likes, and has demanded to get removed for the past 3 years now. Let's talk about Warzone 2.0. You couldn't sprint while applying armor plates. You couldn't cancel your reload. The backpack system completely ruined the flow of combat. Snipers don't even one-shot to the head anymore. The 2v2 gulag was nothing but frustration and inconsistency compared to the classic 1v1. And overall, just a clunky, sluggish mess. We had to wait a whole season, being 3 months, for all of these changes to be reverted. But by that time game, 90% of the player base was gone. They lost. It's over. And Call of Duty chose nothing to be tone deaf about it. COD believed people wanted an overcomplicated UI. People wanted skill-based matchmaking, a slow multiplayer, a slow battle royale. What everyone actually wanted was to get rid of skill-based matchmaking, add back the red dots on the minimap, bring back slide canceling, remove that stupid weapon tuning, and just make the game simple and fun. But no, Activision responded with, would you like the Black Cell Battle Pass bundle? That's going to be $30. Would you like to have Homelander and Nicki Minaj in a $70 military shooter that's supposed to be grounded? That'll be $40. Now Call of Duty is actively losing its identity because it wants to be more like Fortnite. Plus, why do you even bother paying for that nonsense when you already know that you're going to get your ass kicked the moment you try using it in your first match? That is like buying a Ferrari that comes with spare tires and other gadgets, but you can only use the V10 engine on the weekend. Geez, no wonder why everyone dipped. Let's just hope their next game isn't bad.
Yo, look at this finisher, look at this finisher.
Modern Warfare 3? What's new? Oh yeah, nothing. So Sledgehammer Games finally steps in. They added back the red dots, the slide canceling, all the OG Modern Warfare 2 maps. Everything is all good. What seems to be the problem here? Yeah, there's nothing new. So basically, we just got scammed by Infinity Ward and Activision because they refused to give us all these features that we asked for a year ago behind a $70 DLC that adds nothing new. What do we get for $70 exactly? The worst campaign ever. A 3-hour campaign with recycled Warzone maps as open combat missions with a weak, terrible story. Take a look at old Makarov right here. This guy is horrifying. He shot up a whole airport. He killed tens of thousands of soldiers. He detonated all these chemical weapons in Europe, and he started World War III. Take a look at new Makarov right here. This Ben Shapiro looking ass didn't do anything in this campaign. In fact, nearly everything he had planned throughout this story failed. So this makes it a horrible campaign with a horrible villain, which is absolutely unacceptable to the $70 price tag. Oh yeah, and Soap dies too. I know that's a huge spoiler, but no one cares. His death was horribly executed, and the reason why they had to kill him off was so that they can mask a pattern that they have been doing with the story for several years now. That being killing off a character, mostly off-screen, and then just bringing them back to life. This pattern began with Alex, a character who supposedly dies in a gas factory explosion. All of a sudden they bring him back to life with a prosthetic leg, so it all makes sense at first. But then they just get lazy with it. There's Philip Graves, who supposedly dies in a tank explosion. Well, I wasn't in that tank. There's Viktor Sakayev, who falls down a missile silo that's probably a 5-story drop, and if not that, probably suffering 4-degree burns from that missile thrusters. The writer's excuse exactly?
Did you really?
I saw him get shot. I saw him fall down a missile silo.
You saw him fall. There was blood. But in true sort of story fashion, if there's no body, he's not dead. Now, Task Force 141 went back to that silo. There was water at the bottom. It had been drained. Lots of blood. And Zakayev was gone.
Yeah, you heard that right. Apparently, water is the best excuse that they can come up with to bring back their dead character. It is the laziest thing I have heard in a long time. This is Modern Warfare I'm talking about, not fucking Minecraft. Y'all pretty much get the gist and all. The developers and writers don't care about their product or their fans at all. In fact, the whole thing has gotten so bad, Christopher Judge, the voice actor of Kratos, completely humiliated Call of Duty at the Game Awards.
Speech like last year, but fun fact, my speech was actually longer than this year's Call of Duty campaign.
Damn!
Another company I'll never work for.
Shortly after this broadcast, a lot of COD devs got real mad at Judge, including Captain Price's voice actor, who called him a clown. And in my honest opinion, this is not how you handle a joke at all. It's immature and it's unprofessional. And not just a joke, but a joke that's simply telling the truth. If you guys didn't want to be humiliated by millions of people, then maybe you should have put some actual effort into your game. You know what? It's completely fine. I mean, there is no reason for the devs to be mad at something like this, because in the end, they didn't get nominated shit at the Game Awards. I don't think I need to talk about the multiplayer for this game. I've already said my piece that no one cares, no one wants to play this game, no one wants to see Nicki Minaj running around with Teletubbies with a bong gun. I mean, that's pretty much Call of Duty at this point. And look who it is. Treyarch comes back, and we haven't seen them in 4 years. During their little hibernation, they promised they have been cooking up what they claim to be an immersive, grounded 90s Gulf War experience. Something that Call of Duty has never covered before. This is exactly what fans want. They want a long campaign, they want an immersive multiplayer experience with Desert Storm themed skins, and what everyone wants, especially the most, is no skill-based matchmaking whatsoever. We have been asking years upon years to get rid of this stupid, unfair system, and since then, no progress has been made. This is Call of Duty's last chance on breaking their lost streak, or else it's going to be the final nail in the coffin. Then, Black Ops 6 releases.
Kill confirmed.
Did everybody get a lot of candy for Halloween?
Man, shut the fuck up!
Within its first weekend, it sold 500 million copies. That beats Modern Warfare 2 sales, officially breaking the franchise history record. Call of Duty is back. Or at least they thought so, because did we get what we asked for? Nah. While the campaign was longer than Modern Warfare 3, it still sucked. This was supposed to be about the Gulf War, Desert Storm, Saddam Hussein, and instead we got all these bullcrap puzzles and zombies and paranormal stuff that completely underutilizes the Gulf War setting. And it doesn't even end there. The multiplayer makes it even worse. People can only describe the multiplayer as pure Fortnite-ification. Basically, Call of Duty went completely schizo with their collabs. Like, what the hell do you mean there's Squid Game and Beavis and Butthead and American Dad in a game based in the 90s Gulf War? Oh, look at this. You see that little artwork right there? You see that thing right there? That's AI. A studio and a company worth billions of dollars proceeding to use AI slop instead of paying an actual artist to do the work for them. And just like always, everyone gets fed up and dips. Black Ops 6 was the final nail in the coffin. As everyone began to move on, Call of Duty had one more trick up their sleeve from the coffin.
What game mode is this? What game mode is this, guys?
Overload. What the fuck?
Why are we playing fucking Overload?
What is that?
What the fuck? Are we playing Overload?
Black Ops 7. We're officially going back to the Black Ops 2 days. Please go ahead and pre-order for $70. It's too late. Battlefield 6 is coming. Arc Raiders is coming. Games that developers put actual effort into and care about their fans. Call of Duty is not one of them. When they saw the competition, they said, oh shit, we need to remove skill-based matchmaking. They seriously waited this long to get rid of the system everyone has been asking to get rid of years ago. They decided the perfect time to get rid of it is when everyone leaves. Last year, Black Ops 6 was the best-selling Call of Duty ever. This year, Black Ops 7 is considered the lowest selling Call of Duty game since World at War. The game has been completely outsold by both Battlefield 6 and Arc Raiders. This is what happens when you don't listen to your audience. I don't think I need to dive deep into Black Ops 7. It is a complete failure. I mean, just take a look at this clip right here.
Well, this is certainly a thing.
This is what I call going from full schizo to full skibbity. So as of March 30th, the next Call of Duty is likely going to be Modern Warfare 4, produced by Infinity Ward. This could potentially end the Fortnite-ification of COD and go back to its grounded roots. But do I think it is going to revive the series? Hell no. Reason I say that is because, well, Call of Duty has always released during the fall. But you know what is also releasing during that same time? GTA 6. Arguably the most anticipated and potentially significant piece of media in entertainment history. If Call of Duty still plans on releasing their next game during the fall, then they've already nuked themselves before they've even announced it. And that is how Call of Duty buried their own grave. That's all I've got for today. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to start uploading more videos onto here. It could be related to gaming. It could be related to cars, news, entertainment. If any of that interests you, just give me a sub. All right, until next time.